Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of College Hockey Talk. On today's podcast, I'm joined by Quinnipiac freshman Nina Steigauf. Welcome to the podcast, Nina, and how's everything going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, obviously, this year's college hockey season was very different compared to other seasons in the past. What were some of the challenges you had to experience, and how did you overcome some of those challenges?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more challenges this year just with starting so late, not having as long of a season as we typically would in a year, but still being grateful to play because there was some people who didn't get a season, and that's really unfortunate for the Ivy League. So they're taking it out of our conference, which is sad, and we really would have loved to play them, but we're grateful for the opportunity to get to play, and it was a lot of fun playing against St. Lawrence, Colgate, and Clarkson. They're great competition. Some other challenges where we couldn't do as many team activities, things like that. We had to stick to our clouders, so sophomore, freshman, social distance, everything like that. But with such a great program as the one that our coaches, staff, and everyone has created, it's a great team atmosphere no matter what stage you're at, no matter where you are. And I had a great year. I love the girls. I love the coaches. I love everyone who's a part of the program.
Yeah, and I want to start off talking about the ECAC playoffs you were just in. You lost to Colgate. Talk about that game, and what did you take away from it?
Yeah, Colgate brings it every time. They're a great team, very offensive. We're a great team too. We always battled against them, and it'll continue to be a battle every single game that we play. It was tough to lose, but everything's a learning experience. So now we're in spring training, and we're ready to not forget about what happened, but kind of learn from it and move on to our next season. And I think it'll be great with the girls that we have and just the atmosphere that we create. And we take a lot of pride in our process and our success and the little things. And I think that all adds up in the end. So it should be good.
Now, thinking back to last year, what was the biggest adjustment you had to make to college hockey compared to high school?
Um, the speed is definitely one other thing. Girls are just faster, bigger, stronger. Everything is heightened at this level, that's for sure. Some things that you could get away with in high school, you can't necessarily get away with at the college level. And definitely everyone has their own style that they bring, and that's really awesome. And I really like that a lot about college hockey because everyone brings their own style to play, and it gives you the opportunity to work with people that you wouldn't normally work with because we're all from different areas. So, yeah, I would definitely say speed is the biggest thing.
Now, what's it like to play under Coach Turner, and how has she helped your hockey development since she is one of the best college hockey coaches in college hockey?
Yeah, she's an outstanding coach. Saying that she's one of the best is kind of an understatement for her. I've never met someone more passionate about what they do, and it's really nice having a coach. And it's refreshing having a coach who just celebrates literally every little good thing on the ice. We pride ourselves in the details and being hard to play against, and everything we do looks for improving ourselves and our teammates, and that's one of the biggest things. She's a great coach. I learn from her every day, every practice, everything. And I'm looking forward to developing with her as we go forward.
Now, thinking back to the playoffs, how was playoff hockey different from regular season hockey from your own experience?
Playoff hockey is just a different atmosphere. Everyone knows what's on the line, and everyone's willing to put it down for, each other and not just yourself because you work so hard throughout the year. It's when everyone kind of comes alive and is ready to play for each other and work for what we want. Sometimes that falls for you, and sometimes that doesn't. But yeah, as long it's just everyone's ready to work. Everything's on the line because your season could potentially be over. So it's just kind of like a high risk, high stake thing, and everyone knows that and is ready to play when it comes time.
Now, your team had a really good freshman class this year. Talk about the impact that your class had on the team, especially with players like Kendall Cooper, Sophie Urban, and Maddie Samoskevich, and how important was your impact to the team, in your opinion?
Yeah, for sure. All the freshman class bring a different detailed aspect to the game. Coops is really good at making stretch passes. Urban's one of the hardest workers I've ever met. Samo is also one of the hardest workers I've ever met. She's great in the defensive zone. Even Olivia Mobley, Katie Boudiette, and Kate Villeneuve. We all have a different style of play, which I think contributes to our overall freshman class success. And we all just play for one another. We enjoy what we do, and we're always looking forward to the next day to get better.
Now, what was it like not playing without any fans, and was that an adjustment for yourself?
Yeah, it's definitely hard not being able to see your parents, friends, family in the stands. It's upsetting, but at the end of the day, when I'm on the ice, I'm not really looking at other people. I'm kind of focused on what I have to do and what I have to do to play well and just enjoying the game that I love. So it is a big change, but an adjustable one for sure.
Now, how did you deal with all of the schedule changes that happened to your schedule this season, and what was the key for maintaining flexibility?
Just knowing that our coaching staff does everything they can to make sure that we get games in and we work hard and we have practice times. They worked so hard this year to make sure everything could happen. So it was kind of at the beginning of the year, we didn't know if we would be playing games. We didn't know what was happening. So then to get some games, it was like refreshing. And it was really nice to just be able to play in general because like I said before, a lot of other girls didn't get to play. And that's really unfortunate. And that's a season lost. But we still had one. And I think we took advantage of every opportunity we had to play. And yeah, so our team is just, it's kind of hard to describe the atmosphere that's created here at Quinnipiac, but it's one of the best ones, and it's one of the best teams I've ever been a part of because everyone's there for each other no matter what, and you can count on every single player on the team.
Now, 3-on-3 overtime was also introduced to college hockey this year. What was that like for yourself, being more of an offensive player and having more space on the ice to create offensive opportunities for your teammates and for yourself?
Yeah, definitely having a lot more time and space on the ice is it's a lot more fun for a player like me, just because I do like my time and space. But this year we went into overtime, and I think it took two shifts for T House and Mobes to get a goal on for us. So I think every player enjoys having a lot more time and space when the puck is in your favor. But since we do have great details in our defensive zone, defense isn't something that we're too worried about, I would say.
Yeah, and how did you prepare for this upcoming season in the off season with so much uncertainty around it and with so much gyms being closed and having less ice time for many people as well?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely had to. Our trainer, Coach B, he's one of the best I've ever been a part of too. He sent us things to do every single day. We had workouts sent to us, at home workouts that were beneficial and would get us better at the end of the day. We also had team challenges, so we met over Zoom once a week, and we had to see who could do the most burpees, random things like that. This is one of the most competitive teams I've ever been a part of, and that's really a great thing because I love to compete. Everyone likes to compete because you not only compete for yourself, but you compete to make the girl next to you better, and that's just one of the best things about this program and everything. We take a lot of pride in our process, and we celebrate the little successes, and I think that's what overall makes us a great team.
Now, I want to transition and talk about the beginning of your hockey career. You're from Oakdale, Minnesota. How did you start playing hockey and falling in love with the sport?
Yeah, growing up in Minnesota, pond hockey and just random pickup games are definitely a big part of my life. I have two older sisters who both played hockey. We played for the same high school team, but they took the academic route, and I took the athletic route, but along with academics, obviously. But I just had a natural born talent for it, and I love competing and I love playing games and I love everything about the sport. So I just started to really dive into the process, train hard, work hard, skate until I couldn't skate anymore, stuff like that. But I definitely fell in love with the game because of the players I was around and my family for sure.
Who was your favorite player growing up?
Hannah Brandt. She actually coached my high school team my senior year. I grew up watching her. She played for Hill Murray, and I just loved how she played. I loved how she skated. I loved everything about her. She went on to be the captain of the Gopher team, won two national championships and a gold medal. So she was a great role model and just a great person off the ice too. She had the biggest smile, and she was always there to help and work hard. And I loved watching her. She was also a goal scorer, so that was fun to watch her score throughout the years.
Definitely, like you were just talking about before Quinnipiac, you played for Hill Murray School. What was your experience like there overall?
Yeah, it was great. I had the opportunity in my freshman year to play with my sister, so that was an experience unlike any other. It's a great program over there. They also take a lot of pride in what they do, and I got coached by Coach Schaff, and he's done now, but he really started the program up from nothing and made it into something. And it was just I had a great overall experience there. I would go back in a heartbeat and play for them any day.
Now, how did playing for Hill Murray help prepare you for college hockey today?
Hill Murray produces a lot of Division One athletes, and I played with people who went to Wisconsin, BU, Merrimack, a bunch of variety of colleges, and just them bringing different skills and different aspects of their play and getting to practice against them every day. It definitely helped grow my game for the better and showed me like what I had to do to be a D1 athlete as well.
Now, what was your favorite memory of your high school hockey days?
Um, my freshman year, definitely playing with my sister and going to the state tournament, and then ending my senior year playing at the state tournament. And it was just a great group of girls, and it was a good way to go out.
Now, what's it like being a player in the Minnesota high school hockey scene and just the atmosphere you experience every day? Because from being from the East Coast, it's something that some people might not understand.
Yeah, for sure. Playing in Minnesota is an experience unlike any other. Everyone cares so much about hockey because it is the state sport, and every age group comes to different games, and everyone looks forward to the state tournament. Everyone knows what it is, and the fans are just great there. It's a great atmosphere, and when it comes section final time, girls hockey gets some pretty good fans and a good crowd in, so that's nerve wracking, but also exciting to be a part of.
Now, you also played for the Minnesota Whitecaps as well. How did you get the opportunity to play there, and what was your experience like there overall?
Yeah, so I played for the Minnesota Blades up until my eighth grade year, and then Winnie wrote asked if I'd like to play for the Whitecaps. So I went over there and I started practicing with a guy called Keith Jungles, and he had these summer practices, and we would practice 3 times a week, and then we would get prepared for Naha. So I basically came into the group, worked hard, made my spot known, and then I just kind of stuck with it. They kept all the O2 birth years together, so I played with the same girls for 4 years. And yeah, that's kind of how I started to get into it. But Winnie's a great person, great coach, great everything, and yeah, it was awesome to be able to play under her supervision.
Now, talk about your recruiting process and why did you choose Quinnipiac, and when did Quinnipiac come on your radar?
So my eighth grade year, a girl named Kenzie Prater was committed to Quinnipiac, so that's where I first heard of it. I started talking to them after my eighth grade year, I think, going into freshman year is when they reached out to me, and that's when the whole thing kind of like started. I think it was midway through freshman year I started to actually talk to them and communicate with them more. And then after Naha is going into my sophomore year is when I committed. But they were great the whole time. I think the thing I loved was when they would came and see me play, they would tell me what I did well and what I needed to work on. And as a coach, Cass, I loved her energy. I loved her will to win. I loved everything about her, and I loved the campus, the program. So yeah, that's the main reason I came here was definitely for Cass and how great of a coach she is.
Now, what was the biggest improvement you've made to your game since last year?
Definitely my defensive zone. I've never really been a defensive zone player, but coming into this program, I definitely learned how defense helps generate offense and how important it is. So I learned my position and I had to learn it well. And I think that has really helped me in my overall success so far.
Now, has it been an adjustment being far away from home for the first time?
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment flying all the way out to the East Coast, but I think I have a great support system at home and a great support system here. So coming in, all of us freshmen just really clicked, and we've always been there. I've met some of my lifelong friends through this program, and we're all just there for each other at all times, and it's really something special to be a part of. But the adjustment wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's actually quite awesome that I haven't really been homesick at all because of like the outstanding people that are here just supporting me all the way through.
Now, talk about what it's like to play in the ECAC and just the competition you face every night because it's obviously one of the best conferences in college hockey.
Yeah, I definitely think the ECAC is one of the best conferences in college hockey. Every team brings something different, and every game is going to be a battle. I haven't got the opportunity to play the Ivy Leagues yet, but just from what I heard, that every game's a battle. Nothing's given in the ECAC. It can always go one of two ways, and you got to get ready to compete, play hard, and play for the girl next to you. And every game is just fun, and it's a competition, and every team is great in the ECAC for sure.
I want to ask you about some of the teammates you get to play with. The first one is Maddie Samoskevich. What's she like as a teammate, both on and off the ice?
Yeah, she is she's a great human. I love Maddie. I grew up playing against her. Not grew up, but in high school we played against Shattuck of St. Mary's quite a bit, and she was just great then. She's great now. She's one of the hardest workers I know. She's always working on and off the ice. After practice, she'll stay out there and just shoot the little details like that. She always goes till the last rep. She brings great energy. Definitely a great addition to the team. Her personality is awesome. She's always bubbly, happy, and she'll always be there no matter what. And I think since she works so hard off the ice, it definitely shows on the ice, and that's why she's one of the top defensemen I've ever played against.
You also get to play with Sophie Urban. What's she like as a teammate, both on and off the ice as well?
Yeah, I played with Sophie all throughout high school. She was actually, when I first came over to be a Whitecap, she was one of the nicest people ever to me. We really bonded and clicked, and then we became friends ever since then. So when she committed here, I was thrilled. She's a great person. She's also one of the hardest workers I've ever met in my life. She's always did morning skills. She was always, extra stuff on the ice. Weight room just brings in energy none like any other. She's always there to bring you up when you're down, and she definitely adds something else to the team as well. Everyone brings something that is just extraordinary to the team, and it's much needed. And yeah, Sophie's definitely a great addition as well.
The final teammate I want to ask you about is Kendall Cooper. What's she like as a teammate, both on and off the ice? And just talk about the contribution she's made to your team overall this year.
Yeah, Coops is an outstanding player, one of the best defensemen I think I've ever gotten the opportunity to play with. Her decision making and her ability just to see open players and everything is outstanding. As a forward, it's really nice to have a defenseman that can hit you up the wall and the pass is going to get there. She's actually my roommate, and she's one of the greatest humans I've ever met. She's nice, giving, and she works super hard, and everything that she's accomplished so far is definitely well deserved, and you can just see it through her play. She has such composure on the ice, and when she has the puck, something great's about to happen. So
Now, what should be done to help grow women's hockey, in your opinion?
um I feel like everyone's making great steps toward making women's hockey more out there, and it's definitely not just a one simple thing we can do. It's a community of just building it up and making it great, because it definitely needs more recognition, and I think we're doing a lot of steps to get it there, but obviously it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. But I definitely love the steps that women's ice hockey is taking. There's professional teams, there's all-star games. I've gotten to train with Maddie Rooney, and just the impact she's made on everyone, and she's a great human too. I love her. Yeah, but players like that definitely paved the way for younger players, and I think it's becoming more and more of an active sport within the youth, and more girls are wanting to play, which I think is awesome.
Now, what advice would you give younger players trying to pursue a Division I college hockey scholarship?
Yeah, I would definitely say just to work hard no matter what. That's kind of generic, and I feel like everyone says it, but little details do matter. I started to learn that as I got older, and to really, if you're good at something, stick with it, work at it, and kind of perfect it. So if you're a good shooter, keep shooting every day. You should always work on everything and be an all-around athlete, but really focus in on what you're good at and make sure you bring that to the ice, because everyone's a great player at this level, and there's only so many things you can do to differentiate yourself. And if you have a good shot, make it known. If you're fast, make it known. So random things like that. If you're composed, make it known.
Now, what should I do better as an interviewer to improve and make this podcast better?
This has been great. I thought you did a great job. Questions were very detailed, and I liked it. Yeah, you did good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Is there any shout outs you'd like to give to any of your teammates or family members?
Just all of Quinnipiac as a whole. The community here is great, and I love it here. I would definitely recommend visiting and seeing if you could play on this team, because it's nothing like any other.
Well, thank you so much, Nina, for coming on. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure getting the chance to meet with you, and stay safe and good luck for the rest of this season. I know you're going to do great things, and you're one of the most underappreciated players, in my opinion, in college hockey. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too.